So then was Jericho and Hager and their chance to make Santana and Ortiz a top tag team. Brian, did you love this tag team match?
It was something.
Kingston came out, got in Santana and Ortiz's corner.
Let me stop you right there. Really, to me, one of the big stories in a match, how about that pop Eddie Kingston got?
Yes. Well, because they want Santana and Ortiz to be aligned with Kingston because the fans see them as kindred spirits and friends, and they see Santana and Ortiz as flunkies in Jericho's group. Now, the thing, Jericho is actually still trying to put this whole thing together like he's the babyface. But am I alone here in thinking that everybody wanted Santana and Ortiz to beat Jericho and Hager and break up out of the dinner circle?
I agree with you. I think that's 100% right.
Okay, well, that's not what Jericho's got in his mind, apparently. But of course, I'm sure he's telling all the inexperienced non-veterans completely opposite, but anybody with half a mind knows what's going on here. Jericho and Santana started out, it wasn't smooth. Jericho trying to keep his pleather pants up, but he put them over, both Santana and Ortiz at the start. They kicked some shit out of Jericho. Hager gets in. He looks in great shape. His work is the complete shits. He can do a couple of big moves like that Vader bomb out of the corner and looks like he's coordinated, and everything else, it's just rotten. But then as soon as Hager gets in, he does some shitty stuff, and then they go to the break. When they come back, they're getting heat on Ortiz. Okay. I thought at that point that maybe Jericho had realized they're going to be the heels, Santana and Ortiz the baby faces. We're going to treat it as such. Simultaneous tags, which of course is always the shits, but Ortiz tags Santana at the same time as the heels tag, or Jericho and Hager tagged each other, whichever the heels are. And Santana makes a comeback. Hager took one bump because it was all about Santana having to hit the bigger guy and take his leg here and hit that and bing, bing, bing and chop him down. Hager is not a good enough worker to wobble and weeble and fall and stagger and not have it look contrived and all this chopping the fucking guy down. If Santana's bad enough to survive on the streets of New York City, if he comes in and throws 2 or 3 rights and rocks that motherfucker and then hits the ropes and comes off with a clothesline or a goddamn drop kick or something, Hager ought to be able to take a bump for him. And then Santana bumped Jericho and Hager turned around, picked him up and slammed him and took right back over. And I wrote then, is it going to help Santana and Ortiz to get over to beat a part-time team? One guy in his 50s and the other guy's the shits. Wouldn't it do more for Santana and Ortiz to beat the Acclaimed? Because then they're beating another tag team and they get a nice win without this falderall from Jericho's prima donna attitude. The finish, what should have been the finish, was great. There was a great spot in here. Jericho goes for the lion salt. Ortiz grabs him and holds him on the ropes, and Santana runs up behind him and does a Russian leg sweep off the ropes. 2 count. That would have been a great finish. Santana and Ortiz hit their finish on Jericho. 2 count. He kicks out on his own. Santana cannonballs Jericho. Jericho catches him in a lion tamer. Finally, Jericho knocks Kingston off the apron, goes for the Judas on Santana. Santana ducks it, and Ortiz outside on the apron nails Jericho, and it knocks him back towards Santana, who hits a clothesline. Boom, cover 1, 2, 3. The baby faces double team heel fucked the heel to beat him. And after they did that, 1, 2, 3, Jericho looks over and sees Kingston outside on the floor, gets right up, rolls out on the floor, and gets in a fight with Kingston. So Santana and Ortiz beat this guy, and he sold it for literally 7 seconds tops. And then jumps up and gets in a fight with the other guy. out on the floor and everybody starts trying to pull them apart. How did this assist Santana and Ortiz?
Oh, I don't know. Is that a hypothetical question?
No.
Oh.
Not hypothetical or rhetorical. That was a question. What the fuck good did this business do for Santana and Ortiz?
The only good I could say is if this really does mean they'll separate the Inner Circle and they'll go off with Eddie Kingston and do something else, perhaps focus on the tag team division, that to get there, it's not that they just left the Inner Circle, they actually beat Jericho and now they're going to move on, but it's never that simple. It's never that simple.
They had a bad tag team match. They're baby faces and had to team up both of them to beat one fucking heel, and it was a bad match.
Come on, Jericho put it over to them that it was a great job.
So anyway, that was that match. And then in the back, the Hardy Boys, Fish, O'Reilly, and Cole are all standing there talking with their own cameraman because Cutlet is the cameraman. And they're saying, where were you guys when we were out there kicking the shit out of these other guys? And there was more bickering. And it's like the kids from South Park standing on the street corner waiting for the bus. You hear the voices and you see them. It's just, this is Nickelodeon wrestling. And now Adam Cole is torn between his friends. Is he going to go with Fish and O'Reilly? Is he going to go with the Hardy Boys? Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool. Loving both of you is breaking all the rules. Torn between two lovers. Neither team can work.